While chanting, lots of thoughts are appearing in the mind. How to achieve unflinching stage of chanting? So it is natural for us to, when we are chanting Hare Krishna, we are trying to concentrate on the hearing. Unavoidably, unwillingly, thoughts pop up in the mind. We don't want to think anything else. We just want to concentrate on hearing, but very difficult. Actually, this difficulty in concentrating the mind on the holy name of Krishna is not something which is unique to somebody, or it is something which is related to the modern age. This has been the way since the beginning of creation. In the Bhagavad Gita, when Lord Krishna told Arjuna to execute the yoga system and meditate upon Krishna, at that time, Arjuna asked one Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, Mana Chanchala Krishna. Krishna, the mind is very chanchala. Chanchala means flickering, not steady, very, it never remains in one, remains focused on one object or one thought. It keeps coming up with newer and newer thoughts constantly. Because the mind is a thought-producing machine. Actually, the mind is also part of our subtle body. It is part of this whole mechanism of this, how this body works. So the mind, the function of the mind is to keep throwing up newer and newer thoughts. Every moment, even science has discovered that every moment there are so many thoughts which are cropping up. But we become aware of only one thought at any given point of time. So this is the nature of the mind, and that's why 5,000 years ago, Arjuna is also saying that Mana Chanchala Krishna, it is very difficult to control the mind. Tasyaham nigraham manye vayuriva. So he said, controlling the mind is like controlling the wind. Can anybody control the wind? No matter how much we have advanced in science and technology, the most advanced country in the world, United States of America, when a hurricane strikes the USA, what will the government do? Bring some modern equipment and stop the hurricane in its path? They cannot do anything. They'll just issue an advisory. All the citizens of that place, you please remain indoors. Do not come out of your house from so-and-so time to so-and-so time, because this is when the hurricane is going to strike. You cannot control the wind, not possible. To some extent, you can control water. You can build a dam across the river and all that. But that river also, if it floods, we cannot control. To some extent, you can control the water. But air, you cannot control. So Arjuna is saying, trying to control the mind, trying to focus the mind upon one single object with undeviating attention is like trying to control the wind. It is not possible. So how to do it? How to achieve it? This was Arjuna's question to Krishna. So in our minds, it might appear like a very big problem. To Arjuna also it appeared like a very big problem. We all think it is a very big problem, very difficult, not possible, trying, not happening. So Krishna gave the reply in one single line. Krishna said, yes, Arjuna, whatever you are saying is true. But that abhyasena tu kaunteya. He said, by practice, it is possible to control the mind. That's all, one line answer Krishna gave. And then Krishna went on to other topics. So what appears like a big problem is actually a very simple problem. We have made it big in our own minds. We have to practice to control the mind. How do we practice? We have to practice hearing what we are chanting. So this requires Practice, simple thing. You have to practice. That's what Madhu Pandit Prabhu also, he has been given so many sessions on soulful japa. How to practice, avoiding the mind going to other objects and to focus simply on hearing. Actually, it is a very simple thing. Just like I am speaking now, you are all hearing. You are able to hear. No, your mind is not going here and there. You are able to hear. Why? Because your mind is steady now. Why? Because you are hearing. If you stop hearing, then your mind will go left, right, and center all over the world. It will take one world tour and come back. You cannot control it once you stop hearing. But if you are hearing, then the mind will remain focused. So it's a simple thing. Now, only problem is when we start chanting, we do not apply this simple principle that I will hear what I am chanting. So, what we think, we make a big issue out of it. No, I have to do this, I have to do that, try this, try that. Nothing, simple. Hear what you are chanting. Over. Prabhupada also says that if you hear what you are chanting, then the mind is locked up. So you lock up the mind. How do you lock up the mind? Simply hear. That's all. So if you see, the whole soulful japa is simply about this, how to hear when you are chanting. So normally for somebody to hear what they are chanting, what it requires is investment of emotions. If somebody is, for example, somebody were to today now sit here and start talking about Brahman and impersonal absolute truth and this and that and very high Vedantic philosophy, what will happen? Your interest is not there. You will not feel interested. So what will happen? Mind will start. It's a boring class. Somehow I have to sit here, start looking, light is looking so good. Oh, fan is revolving, what speed it is revolving, which snake it is. Now, all these things will start going on in the mind. Why? Because you are emotionally not invested in that speech. Right now, your attention is held because you are all keen to hear what is that message that is coming through. You want to understand. You are keen. It is holding your attention. Therefore, you are continuously hearing. So, in essence, what it means is, if you are not emotionally invested in, suppose some politician is giving some speech, he is going on wrangling, I did this, I did that, I did this for the constituency, I did that for the constituency, you get bored. This guy is going on talking about himself. So why? Because emotionally it is not appealing to you. So if somebody is saying some jokes, stand-up comedy, all full attention will be there. More than 100% attention will be there. Why? Because you are anticipating, oh, I'm going to get some rasa, some happiness out of this. Some enjoyment is there. That keeps us hooked on. Emotionally, you are invested. So, if you have to hear what you are chanting, you have to be emotionally invested in your chanting. So, if you are emotionally attached to your chanting, then what will happen? You will be able to hear nicely. Simple thing. And that is how Madhu Pandit Prabhu has given all those different, slides we have there. Different emotions we have for different malas. And in each mala also there are sub-emotions that you can have. So when you express those emotions, you have to practice these emotions. So gradually, when you are becoming more and more practiced in expressing or anticipating those emotions to come through in your chanting, you will gradually get more and more attached to chanting. And that will make your hearing more and more focused. So you don't have to worry, mind is going here, there. Don't have to worry. Krishna also says, whenever the mind goes away from the object of your meditation, gently bring it back and continue the meditation. So this is a simple thing. You are chanting, sometimes the mind goes off. No problem. You gently bring it back. Bringing it back also, you don't have to do anything. You again simply hear what you are chanting, automatically mind is back. So this simple technique, if you practice, and practice makes man perfect. The more you practice, the better you will get at hearing. Initially, you may be hearing about 5%, 10% of whatever you are chanting. You go on practicing soulful japa, that 10% will become 20, 20 will become 25, 25 will become 30, 30 will become 50, 50 will become, one day it will become 100%. Now, interestingly, when it comes to the holy name of Krishna, because Krishna and his holy name are identical. They are non-different. Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. So, Krishna's holy name is fully conscious. And Abhidnatva Nama Naminoho. Nama and Namina. Namina means the person who is named and the name itself. Abhinnatva, there is no difference between the two of them. In our case, there is a difference. Our name is different from us. If you take a mango, the name mango and the mango itself are different. You go on chanting mango, 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 the taste of mango will not come in your mouth. You have to cut that mango and eat, only then you will feel the taste of the mango. That means the name mango and the mango itself are different. But in the case of the holy name of Krishna, there is no difference between Krishna and Krishna's holy name. Avinnatvan Nama Namano. Therefore, when we are chanting Hare Krishna, it is not enough that I put my effort to hear the holy name. The holy name, Krishna also has to agree to be heard by us. Krishna has to agree to be chanted by us. Krishna will not, he will not descend on our tongue itself if he does not will. So, first of all, we have to attract Krishna's attention. That Krishna decides, okay, this devotee, he has grabbed my attention. I want to descend on his tongue and I want to remain in his ear. Krishna also has to decide. So, simply by mechanical effort alone, you cannot capture Krishna. Na bhaved grahyam indriyaihi. It is not possible to capture Krishna simply by our effort alone. We also need the mercy of Krishna and the willingness of Krishna to manifest himself on our tongue and to be captured by our ears. This is also required. So, we may spend in the morning 2 hours chanting our 16 malas. The rest of the day has to be spent how to attract Krishna and retain him on our tongue and capture him with our ears. So, practical devotional service which we do during the day has a big impact on the quality of our chanting. How well we are able to hear what we are chanting. So, if we during the day we have done nice service for Krishna and for Prabhupada's mission, then what happens in the morning when we come for sadhana, our attention spans will be much better and we will be able to hear what we are chanting. Otherwise, the mind will go here, there. You will be chanting mechanically, mind will be going somewhere else. So, both these things are essential. One is practice of soulful japa. Simultaneously, during the day, we have to spend avyartha kalatvam. Every moment which is available at our leisure, whatever is available to us, every second that is available to us, we have to spend in the service of Krishna. We have to hear Bhagavatam class. We have to read Bhagavad Gita and other books of Prabhupada. We have to associate with devotees. And as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Karmendriyehi karma yoga masakta. With our karmendriyas, with our hands, legs, our voice, we have to actually render practical devotional service to further the mission of our Guru, Srila Prabhupada. Then what will happen? Krishna will be pleased to descend on our tongue and to be captured by our ears. Otherwise, it is not possible to capture Krishna. Yashoda Vyolu Kalat Bhavamanam. Krishna is running away from Yashodamai, and then Yashodamai captures him and she binds him to a wooden mortar with a rope. Actually, Krishna cannot be captured even by great yogis spending millions of lifetimes in meditation. They cannot capture Krishna within their heart. But look at Yashoda, very easily she is able to capture it. So, according to the Upanishads also, it is impossible to capture the Supreme Lord. It is impossible. But then, Yashodamai, when she was running behind Krishna, it is not possible for Yashodamai also to capture Krishna. But when Krishna sees, oh, Yashodamai is running behind me, out of great motherly affection, she wants to capture me and she wants to chastise me. Krishna agrees to be caught by her. And then Yashodamai is able to capture him, and then she brings one rope and ties him to the wooden mortar. When she brings the 2 ends of the rope to tie, she finds it is 4 fingers short. So what she does? She brings another rope, ties it to one end of the rope, winds it around his stomach, brings the two ends together, again 2 fingers short. So like that, she collects all the rope in the house and keeps winding it around Krishna's belly. Every time it is 2 fingers short. So Yashodamai calls all the other gopis, surrounding houses, bring all the ropes in all your houses. They all bring. And they are all watching the fun. What is happening? Every time Yashodamai is capturing, is tying that rope and bringing it around 2 fingers short. So she keeps doing. She is also determined. She is not giving up. And Krishna is also watching. So Yashodamai is not giving up. And she is perspiring. She has become tired. Then Krishna says, okay, let me be bound. Immediately the two ropes come together and Yashodamai is able to fly. So Prabhupada has explained that why these 2 fingers fell short every time. This is to indicate that Krishna, Paramatma and Atma are 2 separate individuals. They can never become one. So this was indicated by Krishna through this pastime. So, but the point is, na bhaved grahyam indriyaihi. It is not possible to capture Krishna with our gross senses. Yashodamai also cannot capture Krishna. But Krishna, when he becomes pleased with her effort, with her endeavor, then he agrees to be bound by her. Similarly, Krishna is unlimited. You cannot capture his holy name. But Krishna's holy name agrees to be captured within the limits of our tongue and our ear, being pleased by our service to the mission of Srila Prabhupada. So, practice of chanting Hare Krishna and hearing Hare Krishna without the mind deviating constitutes 2 aspects. One is, during the time when you are chanting, you have to practice hearing. And the second aspect of it is that you have to, during the rest of the time, you have to practice serving the spiritual master's instruction. So off time japa and on time japa. So off time, once you finish your japa, there is background work that you have to do. You have to read Prabhupada's books, you have to associate with devotees, you have to render practical devotional service. Then what will happen? When you try to hear what you are chanting, Krishna will agree to be heard. So it is not a mechanical process like Ashtanga Yoga. In Ashtanga Yoga also, one has to meditate upon Vishnu within the heart, the Paramatma within the heart. So for that, there are certain mechanical processes. You follow certain asanas, you follow pranayama. By following all these asanas and pranayama, what happens? The vayu within the body gets controlled. And when the vayu within the body gets controlled, the mind also becomes peaceful. According to Ayurveda also, if the vayu is affected within the body, what will happen? The mind will keep racing with thoughts. And if the air vayu within the body is controlled, then the mind will also stop racing. It will peacefully be able to concentrate on one object. So this is a mechanical process, and like this, the different Ashtanga yogas and different asanas and the different pranayama processes are actually meant to calm the mind. And once the mind is calm, the mind is not running after one thought after another, you try to focus upon the Paramatma within the heart. So this is a mechanical process of Ashtanga Yoga. But Bhakti Yoga, what happens? You cannot apply the same mechanical principles. Why? Because here the holy name of Krishna is involved. The holy name of Krishna is Krishna himself. And Krishna has to agree to be captured. So it's not enough if I alone put my effort. So therefore, we have to please Krishna and capture his attention. And pleasing Krishna, how it is done? Yasya prasada bhagavat prasadaha. If we please Prabhupada, then Krishna will be pleased to descend on our tongue and to be captured by our ears. So, during the day, we have to engage our time and effort in executing Prabhupada's instructions, by which Prabhupada will become pleased. And if Prabhupada is pleased, during our morning sadhana, when we are chanting Hare Krishna, we will be able to hear what we are chanting. So both these things, both these practices are required. So it is a matter of purification and devotion has to develop in the heart, and it is an ongoing process. There is no overnight formula. I apply this formula, from tomorrow onwards my mind is fully concentrated. No, there is no such formula, because it is not a mechanical process. It requires, it is the chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is actually the exchange of relationship between us and the holy name of Krishna. And whenever we say there is a relationship between two individuals, then there is the will of the individual also involved. If I want to develop a relationship, if I want to develop friendship with someone, the other person also should be interested in becoming my friend. If he is not interested, I cannot go and force him to become my friend. No. So, two individuals means voluntarily both of them have to agree to relate. So, when we want to serve the holy name by hearing the holy name also has to agree for that. And so, for that, we have to surrender to the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, and we have to execute his instructions and please him by serving his mission. Then what will happen? Then Krishna will also be pleased, and then it will become easier to hear what we are chanting. So these are some of the things which we have to keep in mind. It's not a mechanical process. It's not an overnight process. It is a lifelong process. We have the whole life, we have to keep practicing it. And when Prabhupada and Krishna become pleased, as Prabhupada and Krishna become pleased, more and more the quality of our chanting will go on improve.